I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine that you're in secondary school again, and you're 15 years old in SS1, and you're sitting down in this chemistry class, and you're watching this teacher teach. And although you can see this man's mouth moving, your mind is not there. Because even though you're physically seated in the class is so boring to you that your mind has gone somewhere else. And this is where your mind is. Your mind has gone from when you're 15 years old to when you're 25, and is imagining your day in a life. Now let me explain how it is. You wake up in the morning and you open your phone and you have $100,000 in the bank and you smile. Then you go and take your bath. Then you come back from bathing and you look at yourself in the mirror and you are jacked. You are like 85 kg to 90 kg lean and you're very shredded. And then you dress up, you open your phone once more and you look at your Instagram followers, 500,000. You smile again. You look at your calendar and you look at your events for the day. And you see that day you have a high school reunion. So that evening, you go there. And immediately you walk into the place, everybody turns and looks at you. Say, it's not this guy from high school, it's not this guy. And as you're talking to each of them, you can sense that they are intimidated by you. And it fills you with a wicked pleasure. So, come back to reality. That was just an imagination. And the reason I made you imagine that is because that is the perfect example for the biggest lie that has been told to young men in 2025. The most dangerous lie that is sold to young men in 2025 is the belief that they must reach some future milestone before they can finally feel enough. Now let me show you how this showed up in my own life. So if you're not new to the channel, if you know me, you know that I grew up doing a lot of math competitions and I was very good at them. So when I was in primary school, my goal was to become the best in my region. And then I'll get a scholarship to secondary school. And I did that. I got into secondary school. My goal was to become the best in that school because it was a very good school. And I did that. I became the best there. Then after that, I set the goal. I wanted to be the best in the country. And at the end of high school, I reached the national team. But even then, I wasn't satisfied because I didn't really reach like the absolute pinnacle of international glory that I wanted. Now, I'm not making this video to devalue those achievements. If I had gone back and I had the choice to get the final thing that I wanted, I would still do it. But I'm making this video to show that while I was there, I tied my self-worth to my achievements. Like I tied my internal opinion of myself to whether I had achieved this thing. And to me, I believe that that is the biggest lie that is sold to people. That you must achieve this thing, and then you reach your final form, and then you'll be satisfied. I sold myself that lie. I believe that once I reach this top 1% in Mass Olympiad in the international world, then I'll get a scholarship into an Ivy League school. Then I will reach this unstoppable perfect form and my life will be perfect and smooth. As you can imagine, that is a lie. And here's the thing, I feel like I have a unique position to speak about this because right now, I have not achieved the conventional things that will give a young man success. Like, yes, I did some things in high school, but now that I'm like a young man, I don't have the money, I don't have the status, I don't have all those things yet. In fact, my life objectively sucks right now. But I still believe that this is true. I still believe that I should not outsource my satisfaction and my presence of life to a future version of me. Because even when I reach that future version of me and I achieve all the goals that I want right now, I'll still project it to the future version of me again. Now, I want you to understand that this doesn't mean that I'm not still going to work my ass off for those things. I'm still working hard every day to achieve those things. But I just don't want to tie my sense of self to them. Because the fragile thing to tie your sense of self to. So let me make this more tactical now. Let's imagine two guys, and one of them subscribes to the lie that has been sold to young men, but the other one believes the truth. So the first one, he believes that he is not going to start living life until he's rich, fit, and respected. That's what he believes. And so he works very hard. He goes to the gym. He starts a business. He cuts off all distractions. He's a monk. And so he does all these things. But when he reaches certain opportunities, he declines them because he believes that he's not completely ready yet. When he meets somebody that he likes, let's say a girl he likes, he doesn't approach because he believes that he's not in his final form yet. He goes to the gym and he sees people that he would like to talk to, but he doesn't talk to them because he believes, I am not at the final form yet. And lastly, he goes through life with a lot of internal suffering because he's always whipping himself and saying, you are not enough. This thing is not going to work. What is wrong with you? You are not where I want you to be. And he goes with a lot of internal suffering, which is unnecessary. On the other hand, let's look at the second guy. Now, this second guy believes that his life is not a draft. He believes that where he is now is not pre-season. There's no such thing as pre-season in life. Like, you are in life, you are already in life, you are in the battle. So he believes that even though he can grind and do the hard work and discipline himself and go to the gym and start a business, it doesn't mean that he's unworthy of the opportunities that present themselves. So this second guy is going to go to the same gym that first guy went to, and he'll speak to everybody there as if he has already reached where he wants to be, because he doesn't tie his self-worth to that future person. This second guy is going to learn something and then immediately go and implement it, even though he's going to risk his embarrassment. This second person is going to be happy, not in the conventional like woo way, but he will just be appreciative of what he's doing because he knows that the building blocks he's laying now are what his future self is going to be built on. So this present person will still achieve everything that second person will achieve, but he's going to have a lot of internal growth too because of what he has done, and he's going to have a better memory of the days he was grinding. So the takeaway from all this is, if you're waiting for a future version of yourself to come to you before you can finally start living the life that you want, then he's never going to come, because you always set the bar higher for yourself when you cross that threshold. So the best thing that you can do now is just start living the life you want. Even when you're broke, even when you're invisible, even when you're disrespected, you can start living that life now. Doesn't mean you have to start becoming undisciplined and lose track of what you're doing. But you can inject joy into your work, you can inject joy into your relationships with people, because that is what will make you grow. So if you like this video, I think you'll like this other video of how I killed the god of potential and replaced him with the god of agency. And if you like this channel, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you later.